Okay, so in this video, I'll be talking about the process of making thumbnails for environments. And regarding the game that we're making, HeartLands, it's basically a very um, level-based game where the environment plays a big role in the gameplay. Um, and the characters have to rely on the different aspects of the environment to be able to be successful in the game. So what I'm doing right here is making a lot of quick little thumbnails of different aspects of the level that could be beneficial to the players, and something that they might enjoy playing in. And the idea is to get a lot of different um, concepts down really quickly. So as you're going to see me doing here, I'll be working on this one for a little bit, and then I'll move on to another one once I feel this one has the general feel that I'm going for set up pretty well. And it will go from there. I usually start out these things very rough. There's no need to get stuck up in the details. Um, so as you saw at the beginning, I just created something like with a very rough brush, like really, I don't know, like obscure blobs, and then worked from there. I asked myself, what do I see here? What shape and sort of composition do I need to make this very intuitive and interesting place for the players to play in? So you'll see me start the other one, and you'll see this process at work better. Um, so there's a lot of different ways that you could go about doing this, and a lot of people prefer to play around with lassos and play around with like the different shadings and stuff like that. As you can see here, look, I'm starting with very very obscure shapes and just very rough. There's no need to go into the details right away. The idea is to get it done as fast as possible so you can move on to the next one and get it all very settled out and really quick so you can work faster and move on to other ones. So yeah, it's very interesting to do things like this because as a gamer myself, I've always wondered what would I want to play in, what would be a very interesting environment for a game. So it's always very fulfilling to feel like you're actually making these things for people to enjoy. So and then you can see me just as the bigger shapes are laid down, you can see I go into like smaller brush sizes and start refining things. Just like I'm working right there on the bridge area, or the ramp area, excuse me. And the whole point of doing thumbnails is just, as I said, to get the idea down quickly. So working with bigger shapes and then working down to the details from there. But since they're thumbnails, you don't want to get stuck up in the details because then you won't get all of them done, and that's not good, not very productive. So yeah, just as we keep watching here, you'll see more of that. I only recorded the top three because all the other ones are generally the same process. There's no point in me recording all of them and taking up all of your time just to see all of them. But yeah, as long as you get to see the main idea of how all of this gets done, gives you a little bit more insight in how concepts for a video game are actually made, and or how they're started from their very beginning phases, like general ideas, and then you work them out to be like the finished product paintings and stuff that people take into the actual game. Um, Taking it from the beginning process to the final product, which is cool. So the thing on, yep, there it is, the third one. Starts off same process, very rough, and then you try to get the bigger shapes and the general idea down quickly. So usually, for these, it's usually better to start off with like a background color already, not just the white that you see in the other squares, just so you have a value to work off of. And from there, you just paint on. Another thing that is very helpful for getting the thumbnails done quickly is that using the lasso tool, as you saw for the floating rocks up there, how I just made a selection and painted it in. That's really, and right there, what I'm doing right now for the bridge, that's really helpful because it gets down it gets a shape down really quick, and you don't have to worry about having rough edges, and it also helps for creating atmosphere from behind other objects, um, not just relying on the soft brushes to, fog things out. You can make a selection and basically push and pull the ambience to make it feel like a bigger space. And yeah, pretty cool. And I'm almost done with this one. So yeah, sooner sooner or later I'm gonna skip here to where all of them are completed, and then you can see what it all looks like in the end. So, well, any second now, just adjusting values, and it should be good. Alright, well, let's see here. Okay, so here we have the finished versions of the top 30 that you saw me working on. I added a little bit more to them just to give them a better feel for the game's going for, like trees and stuff like that. And here are the other ones that I made after the other ones that I recorded. So usually you want to provide at least I feel probably more than 4 or 5 thumbnails for per image, just so you give the people working on the game a good idea of a bunch of choices to go off of, um, because creating an environment and a level for a game isn't an easy task, and usually you have so many ideas that you want to input into the game, so having a lot of thumbnails like this is really helpful because you have you can really create better and more intuitive ideas off of that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I look forward to more concepts for the game.